Moons over my hammy. Do you know who she is? A badass fucking bitch. She makes me great fucking videos. Clip that shit about
Ocean Behave says your student, fifth purple Kool-Aid drinker, is 10 away from 500. So purple Kool-Aid drinker. He's actually at 550. So Ocean Behave, I don't appreciate the lies.
Moons over my hammy.
Well, I'm in it for justice for John O'Keefe.
Ocean Moons live. Oh my god, what a great name.
I'd never seen you in real life. Either one of you. You guys are both lovely, by the way.
Whoops. How's that? Is that better?
Hi, Moons. All caps. All caps.
And Ocean Beach.
Ocean Behave in the chat and Moons, they did a collab and they were on a StreamYard talking about content. It was so surreal. I paused it in the middle and I was just like, I can't believe what I'm watching. To see people who are in the chat actually do it, I love it.
My amazing first internet girlfriend with Moons. Moons has been one of the biggest of my supporters and Jeff. She's like a top tier supporter.
Moons over for Hammy. Moons is awesome. She is starting her own live soon with Oceans, and I'm very excited.
Turn up for Ocean. Thank you, Ocean.
He didn't block Moons on purpose? Of course he did.
You want the grace that you didn't retweet Jen Altman on purpose, right?
Well, yeah, I guess so. I guess that's a fair point.
So much is on the line with the First Amendment. It affects all of us.
And my goodness, she's a treasure and a gem.
I'm going to take these off. Can't see. To me, you look purple.
Pat Ford, he's so funny. No, he's not. He's not funny.
Come on, Moon. Who is this? Hi, Jill. Good, how are you?
I just wanted Moons on there because I can assure you, any of my mods ban someone like her, they wouldn't just be banned from my chat, they would be banned from my entire existence forever.
And I'm so excited for her and Ocean and to see Ocean's face. I never knew who Ocean's was, so she's beautiful. Yay, Ocean Moons live.
Hi, Jill.
I wanted to say, meow, 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 meow. Good morning, Ben Rosa. Can you talk?
Hello. Welcome back to Ocean Moons Live. I'm Moons.
I'm Ocean. Can you talk? How about you guys in the chat? Can you talk? We hope so. We hope so.
Thank you for being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's been a day. Another fucking day.
Okay.
How was your day, Ocean?
I'm breathing in. Hold on. Breathe in. Exhale.
Do we need to do breathing exercises?
We might.
I moved my water fountain closer to me today.
Okay.
I moved my desk a little bit away from the wall. My water fountain brings me joy and happiness and positivity. However, if you can hear it and it bugs you, please let me know. If it's picked up like in the background, let me know. I know sometimes if I don't have this little setting on, it'll pick it up. So we'll see what you guys say.
I don't hear it.
You can't hear it?
Mm-mm. Does anybody hear it?
I don't know. Hello, Cajun. Good to see you. Ben Rosa, good morning. Detroit, good to see you. Glenn, is it Glenn? Glennis Perry? I hope I'm saying that right. Rhonda is here. Good to see you. Hello. Hello, hello. And I said hello to
Mary B. Okay, how do we wrench Mary B? Because I meant to do this last time. I don't know how to do it.
You need to practice. You need to do it. Look for the 3 dots, but you have to be on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be back in a minute. You hold down the fort.
Well, don't exit out of StreamYard. Like, open a new tab.
Okay, Mom. I am opening a new tab. I'm still here.
Hi, Mary B. So I was listening to Mary B as I was getting ready and multitasking for our own live today. And of course, I love Mary B. But she was talking about this very sensitive, stressful conflict that is in the community today. And I was really glad I was there because she had a lot of great things to say. She has some kind of like message Mary B and ask Mary B like a question, like almost like a, I don't know what you call it. She could probably explain it better to me. But anyways, somebody messaged her a really good question. And she had taken some notes because she knew, she probably would need to address what was going on or what has been occurring in the last 24 hours. And there were so many good points that I appreciated on hearing. There was one that I grabbed the timestamp and I'm like, I got to show it to at least Ocean. So I'm going to show it to all of you guys. I hope Mary B, that's okay. It's like 30 seconds. It's just one of those moments that
before you show it. Okay, I'm in the YouTube.
I'm not going to show it right now. Not right now, but I wanted to tell her since she's here in the chat. A warning. Can you also wrench Just Blame It on My Wild? Because I accidentally took hers away.
Can you?
And I also accidentally took Cheech away.
Oh my God. I'm in here, but now what? Now what? What?
3 dots to the right of their name.
Okay. All right.
To the right of their chat.
Got it. I got it.
Their
I got
comment.
it. Okay. Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, that should. Sometimes it takes a minute to like update. But anyways, yeah, I'm not going to play it right now, but I just wanted to kind of give her a heads up that I am going to play it. I hope she's okay with that.
Okay.
You got it?
Who was the other person? Yep. Who was the other one?
Just blame it on my wild.
Just. You can keep talking. I'm task oriented here.
Yay. There you go.
I don't see Just Blame It though. Is she here? Oh, there. Here now.
And also make sure your drop down at the top says, for me, it says live chat or top chat.
Hold on, always lady. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. All right, go ahead. What? Say that again.
At the top, the little upside down triangle carrot thing. I changed that to live chat so that all messages are visible. This is just a good reminder for everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know why it defaults to top chat.
I don't
Some
see
messages are considered spam, so like you can't see them.
I don't see. Was it Cheech you said?
Yeah, I haven't seen her yet.
Okay. All right, I made somebody else a surprise one. Surprise.
Maggie, don't worry about it, girl. You do you. We'll watch on replay.
Okay.
Or leave us and go watch you. We're okay with that too.
Oh, right. Girl, please. We may be over to join you. Because unlike Mary B, we didn't take notes on the best way to approach anything in life. But I'm learning from Mary B. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just ask for the new mods, just a couple of warnings, kind warnings. Please, stay respectful in the chat. And then you're more than welcome to time them out. But I wouldn't ban anybody unless they're, I don't know. What are grounds for permanent ban?
I think they'll know it when they see it. Okay. I feel like they're going to know it when they see it.
Yeah. You're so right, Mary B. Let me highlight her. Taking notes is one thing. Paying attention to them is quite another. That's right.
And nobody wants to pay attention to us. Just criticize. I think that's so easy to do.
So we still got the birthday decor up. I think I'm going to leave it up for maybe a week.
I love it. Maybe people have mercy on us.
Good.
It's her birthday. Don't do that.
I thought you were going to tell me to take it down.
No. So I noticed something last night that when I watched a little bit of us on replay is that when I was talking to you, I was like faced the opposite direction. Now it looks like I'm facing you. So I hope that I am, because it was really weird to see it the other way.
So I agree. I like what you're doing. I like that you're watching the replay, because I'm doing the same thing like when I'm doing those shorts. And I am starting to criticize myself. And, I see certain things, with you, but I hate like criticizing people. So,
okay.
But one of the things that I'm trying to change for myself is I'm trying to put my eyes more camera level.
Yeah, I was totally
like down here in the chat.
I was totally reading the chat last night.
Yeah.
I don't remember why, but it was important at the time.
Yeah,
And
it is. I mean, it's hard
Yeah.
to like do all these things at one time.
So I feel like if you're talking and not reading the chat, I can read the chat, or vice versa, because people have really good comments and things that we want to add. And we're really all about the chat, the Chad, and the chat, the Chad chat.
Right. Right.
Right. So
yeah, but like we were talking last night about your new monitor coming in, and I was telling you all the different windows that I have open, and I'll take a picture and kind of show you how I have them set up.
Right.
But like my StreamYard window is like super small and like at the top of my screen.
So are you
that like
on YouTube?
I
asked you that. I thought you weren't. You're not watching it on YouTube?
No, StreamYard. Well, I am on YouTube. It's over here on this side.
I mean, I have YouTube open, but I don't. Oh, I get it. Show off. I understand what you're saying.
There's like 3 windows right now. And then there's one over here on the other monitor. And I'm sure everyone is so bored to hear us talk about this shit.
I don't think they are. They're going to be out starting a YouTube channel next week.
There you go.
I believe the field might be open. We might have been kicked to the curb by then. So who knows?
That's so true. So true. The way things change around here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh gosh. Well,
it's true. I've never really seen things change so fast, except in, again, the Real Housewives or in a middle school. There's a fight in the bathroom, then they're best friends. Somebody's stealing somebody's boyfriend.
That's nuts. True. Yeah. But by lunchtime, it's all resolved.
Not necessarily. I mean, there could be some petty shit going on for a while, but then it gets settled. Maybe on the walk home or whatever.
Yeah.
Those fights that you see on a thing of fights that you just can't believe are real in a school? Really bad ones. Like especially
like
between
video
girls.
of a punch, like a
not
fist
a punch.
fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Bad fight.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Well, when you're right there in the middle of it, it brings on a whole new meaning of this is bullshit.
I bet.
And that's pretty much how I feel right now about a lot of this.
That's a great analogy. I love that. Yes.
I mean, people would not tolerate this of their children. They would not, and they wouldn't want their kids to see them acting the way that they are, in my opinion. And let alone have to go pick your kid up because they're being suspended for 5 days.
Yeah.
So
I have multiple teachers and administrators in my family, and it's not uncommon to hear them say, when we call home or we, tell these parents to come pick up their kids, it's not uncommon to see the same behaviors that we see in the child, in the parents in that moment whether it's on the
Absolutely.
phone, reporting the behavior to them. There's no accountability, there's deflection. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
We call that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yep.
The bad apple doesn't fall far from the bad apple tree,
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. On the other hand, there are parents who are absolutely horrified by their kids' behavior. And that's why I see that Shrilla girl as not an I can't say the word, not just a 1 in a million chance.
Anomaly.
Yeah, anomaly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there are a lot of little Shrillas out there. A lot. Bad. And not just
Well,
girls, but go ahead.
I can totally relate to that. Totally. I mean, my children are smaller, but when they were going through their first ADHD symptoms in school, they were having behavior issues. And I was mortified. Like, my child does not do this at home. And if she does, it was mostly my daughter. It's on a lesser scale, and so every time it would happen, I would beat myself up. Like, what am I not doing right? Is there something I'm doing that's, causing this? And it was like a 6 to 9 month period where I was reading books about kids and, feeling like I was doing everything I needed to do. And then we had this one teacher that was an angel, like sent from above. She's like, your kid has ADHD, but she couldn't say that, but she basically did say that, and she
I'm not a
kind of
doctor,
guided us on,
but it will probably help
paperwork
get your
and
kid
stuff.
evaluated. Yeah. And the thing
Yeah.
about evaluation is, I think people should look at it as without a stigma attached to it. And if you notice it, the earlier you notice it, the better it is to address it. There's also long periods of time that you have to wait some time for testing because there's usually only one person at the school doing that, and it's a lot.
Yes.
And then you have to schedule the meetings and blah 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 blah. But
yeah, it was a first time experience for us, so we didn't really know what we were doing. And she gave us these forms, and she's like, take these to the doctor. And of course, that was like the golden ticket for the doctor. He was like, this is exactly what we need. This is like step 1. But yeah, like the whole school process of getting her what she needed at school was like a 6-month process. And
yeah, it's not overnight.
Long, frustrating, because you don't know what you're going through.
Right.
You don't know if you're doing this right.
Right.
I needed a consultant.
Sorry, I didn't know you then. I would have consulted you. Ray, hi. Thanks for being here. Hello, beautiful ocean and moons. Hello, beautiful, wonderful chat. I just love Ray's positivity. He's just, what's the word? A model creator for that. He's so positive, and I really appreciate it. Jax.
And speaking of Ray, I was listening to, I think it was yesterday. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look. But anyways, he had, again, like a moment of statements made where I was like, dude, that is such a mic drop moment. You just said exactly how I've been feeling. And I totally timestamped it and I clipped it. And you guys know, like, it's my thing to clip up some shit and post it and give these creators exposure. And I don't have time to do it anymore, but I'm going to make time to do it. Today's Friday. I'm off for the next 2 days. I want everybody to see or hear, because Ray's not on camera, but hear what he had to say. It was a powerful few minutes.
So And it's good that we have people like Mary B and Ray and other people that we can look at, how they're responding to things. And because apparently we're in rough waters right now and it's pretty sad. But Jax V said, missed all y'all bunnies over at Sparkly while Jess was getting dragged. Yeah, there seems to be a real effort to do that right now. What happened at Sparkly's? Was that today? I'm sure it was. I wasn't there, but
I wasn't either. Sorry.
Can't we all get along?
B.
Exactly.
Yes.
I hate what's going on. I do too. And clearly, so does Jess. Sometimes it doesn't matter what you do. Somebody's just going to be pissed off anyway about it. So it was just now. Well, Jax, we were over here getting warmed up for our whatever's going to happen here, which I sincerely hope that doesn't happen. Because you know what? I feel bad for Sparkly, who probably, she's dancing away and God knows what's happening, So I'm really happy that we have mods here who can pay attention to this and know that it doesn't serve any purpose. It just doesn't. To drag somebody does not serve any purpose. Again, not surprising. Val was rage posting about, I don't know what about. I don't even want to ask, but Jax. Yeah, we should make more water. Nobody's going to stop us. I was a man on an island. Oh boy. Okay. Sparkly was anti-Jess. Well, that's sad. That's very sad. Yeah.
I'm not surprised, unfortunately. This morning was a little depressing. I don't know.
Well, one thing I do know is that Jess has said she doesn't care who people watch. They can watch whoever they want. We said this last night, or the other night. I don't remember what night, but we've always been watch Jimmy, watch Aiden, watch Baker, watch whoever you want to watch. Here we are standing up for free speech and the First Amendment. And so it carries over into who you're watching. And I understand you might feel it's disloyal, but I heard Jess say that everybody should watch Baker. Watch whoever you want, Yeah. So I know they're
paranoia. I don't know what you're talking about, but send me a message.
Well, I was just sort of addressing that because.
Is that what you were? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're in support of everybody.
I read it a couple of times and
It's okay.
I tried to understand.
Yeah. Okay. Children, stop it.
Yes. I've been in a weird mood since this morning, says Aaron. Yes, it's been a dark cloud day. Dark cloud. Yeah. Okay, paranoia. I hear what you're saying. I haven't seen it in here.
Anyway, is it silly? Said she didn't drag anyone. She set boundaries, set her feelings, and moved on. Are we talking about Sparkly?
Sparkly.
I hope that's what happened.
I can believe that. I see that.
Jax, you don't have to leave at all. We love having you here. Anyway, so it seems like. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, we can turn the frown upside down because I do have some really good news.
What's that?
we have monetization.
Wow. What a night to be alive. Right, Mary B?
Whatever that means, we have been approved. We have agreed our lives away to the YouTube gods and the AdSense gods, and our IDs have been verified.
Yay.
I don't know what that means, but
me either.
They approved us. So yeah. So don't feel pressured, but
Detroit,
it's
thank
there.
you.
Whatever it means. I
Yeah.
think we have memberships. I think we have super chats. I did add some emojis. I don't know if they
Wow.
work. Yeah.
I'm excited. I get to use
so
them
yeah.
too. So next, I
Maybe
feel like
Ray-
we need a
Sorry,
name
go
for
ahead.
the people, our friends. Maybe they're just
Okay,
friends.
thank you. Thank you for bringing that up because the membership has a name. So I don't know if you guys realize, like, Will, if you become a member to his channel, he says, welcome to, is it Logic? That's like his membership name or whatever.
Right. Like,
so we need to come up with a name.
well, it's kind of like Jess has besties and
Yeah.
the cupcakes and
True. True.
I think maybe we're going to be the survivors. I don't know.
Oh God.
Survivors. Yeah, the island. We're on the island. Kind of.
Yay! Okay, Jen, thank you. Okay. That's awesome. Paranoia. See, okay, so it says, welcome to OML generic. That was
Girl,
like,
you have come up with something better.
I didn't want to. I
feel like
wanted
it's
you and I for
Treasure
one.
Island. Welcome to Treasure Island. You're in the middle of the
I love it.
ocean and you're on Treasure Island. Maybe they're the pirates. I don't know.
I like that actually.
I don't know. Maybe we need to be the sharks. I'm not sure.
And if we're Treasure Island, we can be the misfits.
Oh. Okay.
A bunch of misfits on Treasure Island.
Castaways? I don't know. We'll put your suggestions in the chat anytime you want. We'll figure that out. Maybe they're the treasure.
So we'll think
They're
about
the treasures.
The treasures. I don't know.
I
don't know. I'm not good at this.
They're the booty. Isn't a pirate's treasure booty? I think it is.
Y'all want to be booties? If I'm poons, y'all are booties.
I don't know. We have plenty of time to figure that out. But we can change yeah.
Anyway, so that was the good news that we wanted to share with everyone. Thank you for your support. Thank you, Paranoia. We know the memberships work. We know super chats work. The Venmo link is up in the corner. We don't know if that works yet, but
some brave soul will figure it out for us. And we said
there's the handle.
If you write a comment in the Venmo that you want us to read, make it for like $5.02 because then you're putting your 2 cents in, and that's supposed to be a cue for us to read it aloud. I'm the first subscribee. Ben, he can be a merman. Ben Rosa, you're a mermaid.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, mermaids are fun. If you're, a swimmer, right? Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
Maybe
so
could be a lobsterman, whatever they're called.
There you go.
Oh Lordy. Okay. So
Merman.
um
Thank you, Mary B. Thank you.
so our I guess everybody was there this morning and heard everything. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard if you were on 24 on 24 and you heard Jess today. And a 2 if you didn't. Or 3 if you wish you hadn't.
Jess. Oh.
What? What did I miss? What did I
See,
miss?
this is why you should have YouTube open.
Girl, you're not very supportive. You're a mean mermaid, okay?
Somebody's got to crack the
You're
whip around here.
You're Ursula. Okay.
Jess just bought 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
I don't know which end of things to be watching, so I like it in StreamYard. I don't know. You
know.
watch
And
over
you're
on
still-
YouTube, and I'll stay here.
You're still on your well, it is coming in on StreamYard. See? Do you
What?
see the green chat from Aaron?
Hold on. New comments. I was looking at you. Oh, yes. Aaron Ashley
Okay.
has a 1.
Yeah, so they're showing up there too.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Aaron. Oh my God, this is so exciting.
It is so exciting. Thank you, guys. We need to stick together and make our way to Treasure Island. So, am I gonna? What are we doing? You lead the way, Ursula. Tell me what to do.
So we saw a bunch of 1s. There 1, 2. Okay, there's a couple of 2s. So okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Jess was live this morning, and I don't know if everyone was aware, but Baker went live last night. It was named something like Four Locos or something, which I know of as a very strong malt beverage. I don't know if he has it where he lives, but I know he's here, so I'm assuming he was celebrating or something. But anyways, it was essentially a hate stream. Is that how you would describe it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yes,
And I didn't watch it, but from what I hear, it was mostly directed at Jess, both Jesses, right?
Well, J7, because we said we were going to differentiate, so we know.
Yeah, thank you.
Didn't seem to be mad at her, basically saying she has mental health issues, so don't go after her. Conversely, I feel like the message was loud and clear. However, feel free to go after Jess Machado, which I feel is a pretty shitty approach to things. You know, I don't know. And was surprising to me, because I do like Baker and I follow Baker, is that this whole time he's been quiet about everything until J7, who is an adult, made her own poor adult decision to release confidential, intimate messages between them, which we wholeheartedly don't. We're not condoning that. We think that was a bad thing, a bad move on her part. What was also, to me, very troubling about it is that she doesn't take responsibility for it. She blames it on a series of events that happened, but you're in charge of your own behavior. You make those decisions yourself. And so, we can't be responsible for each other. We can't be responsible for anybody in the chat. So everybody is an adult. They make their own decisions. So I don't see how. It seemed to me, and I could be wrong, but it seemed to me like he's blaming Jess Machado for J7's behavior. And I feel like that is not the case. I mean, that isn't the case. that I don't see it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've said it many times before. I see mistake after mistake after mistake. It's just a pile of shitty decisions that,
Correct.
you know, if we go all the way back to the beginning, that's what I want to look at.
Mhm.
And you know, that's where I see all of this started. That doesn't mean I don't, you know, that doesn't mean I agree with Jess Machado and the things that she has said on her live and her opinions. That's not what that means. That doesn't mean I'm on Team J7, whatever the fuck that means. It just means this entire aftermath of what has occurred could have been prevented a long time ago. But
by whom?
Well, I mean, apparently there was a relationship between a creator and a follower. Okay. My stance on that is that should never occur, but that's just me. And I think we're seeing that with Jess having a friendship with Jess Walsh. Yeah, she's been amazing in our community with charity and such. Just because
J7?
she has, yeah, J7. I've really stopped using that term.
Well, I don't know
why.
how we're gonna have to use it.
I know.
At least for tonight. And then hopefully,
I guess as this has gone on, I see her more as a woman, a person, a human, and that's her name. So forgive me if this gets confusing.
What do you mean? I'm sorry, I'm confused. What do you mean? Like now you see her as a woman and a person? What?
Well, because I have been looking at her handle for, you know, she used to be Hot and Bravo'd.
Right.
And then I realized the connection between Hot and Bravo'd and
J Walsh.
It is spelled Jew, but it's J-E Walsh 7.
Right.
And so then she became J Walsh 7. Then she became J7. And now she's, you know, started a channel. She's on camera. She's a fellow creator, small creator now. So I see her differently. I see her as Jess with one S. And I didn't even know that's how she spelled it until a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So forgive me. Thank you, Melinda. Thank you.
So I'm okay. So back to what happened today in the chat. After this whatever you call it, his stream last night, and I heard he did another one this morning, but I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But after the stream last night, I just felt like I was surprised at how many people celebrated that stream because of the whole tone of it. And maybe I'm naive. Maybe they feel like it was deserved. But I also see Jess Machado being blamed for telling J7 to release the text that she did. And that is really a point of confusion for me because I remember a week or so ago or at some point when Jess Machado was very impatient with J7's constant talking about Baker, saying something like, release them then, like, just like stop talking about this shit. It was by no means saying, oh, this is what you're going to do. You release them here and now and do this. I mean, it just went kind of right over my head. So now I see people, using that as ammunition against Jess Machado. I mean, I feel like I've probably said to people, go ahead and do it, like, because it's sort of a natural reaction to things when people are sort of threatening to do something, and you're sick of hearing about it. So I feel like that was, to me, a big point of his being so pissed off last night. And also that he was saying that he did not willingly take those things that that J7 had sent him, that he was against it. Just basically said, if you want to shut people up that you aren't lying about your relationship with him, then drop the receipts and be done with it. Yeah, I don't think I don't think that was like anything more than sort of just do it. And I don't think she had any idea what kind of receipts would be dropped. I just don't think that. But anyway,
Aaron, was that on the Sunday stream? Do you remember when that was? I remember hearing her say it, but I do not remember if J7 was in the chat, or maybe J7 was on the phone texting her, or was that the Sunday when she was on panel with Ocean?
Sunday, Bloody Sunday is what I call it now, because God knows I'd never been on a show before in my life, never been on YouTube, never been on a camera, wasn't even at my house, was dog sitting for somebody. And really, it was like craft time. I wasn't expecting it to be a day that would live in infamy,
I support this.
Okay.
I support
Well,
this.
Again, I want to go back to this.
For a period of time. Just for a period of time.
I feel like that's what she's doing. She removed herself from
I
X.
hope so. Yeah.
She's rebranding herself. And why don't you play exactly what she said? I honestly don't know where it is exactly.
Right. That's what we're trying to figure out.
And if you know,
so the way I remember it, I think it was the Sunday stream, and J7 kept giving sort of excuses. Okay. There was a statement out of J7's mouth in response to everything that Jess was saying. And it was not accountability. It was like, well, he did this and he did this and he's lying about this. And I think Jess got frustrated in that moment, and she said, well, then release the receipts.
Okay.
Her words, I think, were release the text messages. Okay. Now, we know that J7 shared text messages, screenshots with Jess before she made this statement. At this time, we had no idea what had been shared. Okay.
We still don't know what she shared.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know.
It could have been these with the sex toys, or it could have been something completely different.
Right.
And I think everybody has associated the sex toys screenshots with Jess's comment. Am I getting that sort of right?
I don't know what they're associating it with.
Do you agree or disagree?
Who, me? I, honest to God, do not remember on that Sunday. There so much happened in such a short period of time. Meanwhile, Jess is trying to do oyster shells and is kind of half, I think, paying attention. And I'm going to have to replay that for myself to hear it. But all I know is I've never heard her ever endorse anybody to do something like that. And I sure didn't hear her anything but impatient with J7, which I have heard her several times in the past week, speaking very sternly to her on her show, like cut the shit.
Right.
And again, I really feel like J7 pulled Jess. Oh, yeah. She did. She definitely did pull Jess into her drama. Yes, absolutely. But here's the thing. There are so many different parts to this, and it wasn't all about Baker. To me, the sort of J7, I don't believe anyone. Oh, I don't think anyone believed J7 that her connection with Baker was legit. I asked her privately to provide me with proof so I could feel confident about defending her. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that's true too. Because honestly, at this point, it's hard to tell what is the truth with J7 because, and I'm not saying this to be mean, okay? Because I feel like she has many redeeming qualities. I do feel like there is some kind of struggle going on, an internal struggle with her. And I am never going to be the kind of person to say to somebody who I think may be struggling, you're a liar. You never take responsibility. You've put Jess Machado in a very bad place. But that is all true. That is true. I do feel those things. Jess doesn't deserve to be anyone's punching bag. No one does. Exactly. And so now what has happened in the way that the internet excels is it's become Team Baker. What? What the hell? I just don't. I don't. I feel like today Jess did things that she needed to do, which was to ask J7 to stay out of the chat. You want to read this?
Jess Machado says, and then I said, then show the proof. Maybe people could lay off her a bit if they saw what I saw.
Right. The people that didn't believe this at all.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, that is, again, to me, it's not like, it's still J7 making a moral decision on what she does and how she does it. Yeah, it's sort of after the fact now we have all this information. So it's hard to tell what the right thing to do back then was. We didn't have all the information that we do now. Exactly.
And we still don't. We still don't.
Correct.
We are never going to know the true story. Only those two people know the true story. And then you also have to deal with their perspective of the true story. So Mary B is so right. Like you can have discussions going on in someone's live chat, and then that travels to X. And then that person is hearing information that was just shared in a live chat. These are just typed words on a screen. There is no context. There's a lot of opinion and passion and bias in these chats. And that is just spreading like disease. And the people that want to use ammunition to go spread more hate, that's just more ammunition for them to just keep traveling around on this, I call it a pile-on hate train. And that's the ammunition that Baker gave our community last night for all the people. This may have nothing to do with J7, and this may have everything to do with Jess Machado. All the people who have been pissed at her from the very beginning for LTL, for I don't even know what. I mean, just name all the things.
It has to do with J7. I mean, that was pretty clear last night.
Well, I mean, I think this is the pimple that fucking popped and exploded. Yes. But what I'm saying is I think there's a lot of people who have unresolved anger or hate for Jess for a variety of reasons, for her personality, for speaking out, for being confident. Like there are people in this world who hate people because they have the confidence that they don't possess. And that's their insecurity. I mean, I feel like this was just a fire that was just fueled. And
I'm also going to say that it seems like with J7, and it seemed like last night with Baker, alcohol can play a role in this. You say things then that you might not mean, but then you have to double down on it because you've already said it, and now you've got this hate train going. And because he never struck me as somebody who would promote that hate energy. I didn't see that, and I hope that doesn't continue. Baker came in Mary B's live and started on Mary B. That pissed me off. Wow. I didn't know that. That's not good. Some of the people closest to me have reached out this week about J7 dragging me down, worried. I feel terrible about abandoning her. And I get it.
We know. Yep.
I get it.
We know. We see and feel your heart, and we know how empathetic you are. We don't fault you for that.
We felt the same way too. Okay, so what I started to say is not just all about Baker. I feel like it sort of started with the whole Valerie and J7 fight. And that particular night in the chat where you and I and Danny, who was already mad at J7, they'd already had a falling out on his show earlier. Well,
finish your thought.
So we were okay. So she had a falling out with Danny, and Kane was on the show with her, and she was so out of control with her anger that, but also just you could tell there was a mental health crisis going on there. So Jess was there, you were there, I was there, Danny was there, the expert was there, other people that I can't remember who everybody was there. She even said to the expert, "You have Cyber Chick as your mod," and he's like, "No, I don't. No, I don't." And he's like, "You're okay, Jess. It's okay. We're going to be okay." Like everybody was trying to like calm her the hell down, and that is when like the red flag went off for me. Like, there's an issue here. There's a real issue here. However, even though we did tell her, stop going live, stop doing this, don't do this, she chose to continue to do it. And she was freaking out on Kane, and he was the one maintaining, kind of calming her down, which even Jimmy and Kim reviewed this whole thing. Jimmy did a whole episode on it about how just wild this whole thing was. That is the exact scenario that his texts with Valerie were about. It was about that one night and that chat. And it's okay. So perhaps this is a message to Jess. Perhaps she is alone, but that isn't your baggage to carry. She may be all alone because she doesn't know how to treat people that are trying to help her. Yeah.
Yeah, that may be it.
I want her to give the same love to herself that she gives to other people that she helps. Like, I can't remember her name, the girl that she got the apartment for. Like, it's time to get yourself some help right now to deal with this anger and this upset, which I understand that she has. But meanwhile, Jess Machado is being attacked for having a friendship with her. And the problem is, like today, when she said, J7, get out of the chat. I don't want you in here. I don't want you talking anymore to people. Instead of just doing that, instead of just walking away, she then had to text Jess Machado and call her. And that was an interruption of a very crazy episode or program that she was trying to have. And So on top of having to deal with a chat that was just filled with hate, then she's trying to deal with J7 on the phone, who again did not take responsibility for anything, deflected. Well, I don't know what the conversation with Aiden was. Well, that doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
You know? Say you're sorry to Jess. Say you're sorry to Baker. Say you're sorry to anybody that you've caused issues with, Jake, all of the above, and go. You got to go now. And I actually was also, Jess also told her to take down all the bunny stuff that she put on her channel without permission. And I feel like that put Jess Machado in a hard way, you know? Because again, here she is starting out her channel, but she's building it off of Jess's brand, and the behavior that went along with it, unacceptable, totally unacceptable. I mean, you can call yourself a bunny, but if you're acting like that, that's not bunny behavior. And Jess is not over the Jimmy stuff. It's been a rough week, and I understand it. I mean, that was heart-wrenching for us to see, because we know how much you love Jimmy, and Jimmy loves you. I feel like there were some bad decisions made all the way around this week, and people can either get over it or continue beating this drum of you're bad because you did like an imitation of Baker, which the last I heard, when I've heard everybody doing Nina, or if I'm watching Saturday Night Live and they're doing an imitation of somebody, or if it's what was the governor of California's name? I can't remember. People used to always imitate him, but it wasn't done as disrespectful. It was done as comedy. It was done. And one thing about Jess that we know is she is comedic. Like, she is an entertainer, a reporter, and a person of passion and action, right? So you get all those things with Jess because she's multi-talented. Yeah, Moon's lost a job over it. Yep, let's not forget that. And I have noted from many comments that people have made that Valerie is the one who was stirring up a lot of stuff in Baker's chat last night, who was on Sparkly's show, stirring it up. You know, that's what she does. She likes to stir up shit. I mean, so this whole Messy Jessie thing, if we all recall, Valerie had a Spaces, and Messy Jessie came on there and declared herself as a girlfriend of Baker's, that she had been through all this stuff with him, and that there were 40 other girls who were texting him nude pictures. She's the one that said all that. And then the next thing you know, that person, Messy Jessie, is on there calling out J7 in a way that was totally crazy. And I mean, we all saw it. If you got dumped there from Jimmy's chat, you saw it in action. And we left and we went to Kazi's, and we were all like, what the hell just happened there? What the hell? So if anybody perpetuated anything, in my opinion, she did, because she just was going after her relentlessly. And then Baker says, I don't know this woman, Messy Jessie. I don't know her. Like, he put that out there. So it's just all these layers of bullshit and confusion. And again, middle school cliquey hate groups that really, I mean, we got Proctor over here exposing the whole Massachusetts State Police. We got Turtle Boy, who is fighting seriously to avoid incarceration, and ain't nobody got time for this. You know, ain't nobody got time for this. And I especially hate the way that it has impacted Jess Machado, who it doesn't matter what she says, it's the wrong thing. Somebody's going to hate it. And that's okay. You know, like just, I don't know, just go follow somebody else then. That's just my opinion.
So I will address this question here. And then do you want to play Mary B's clip?
Yeah.
And move on? Okay.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Ocean.
I was going to say, I did actually, I had, I just wanted to ask the chat if they've ever had a friend who did things that they didn't approve of or heartily disagreed with or were shocked and horrified by, but you stood by them. You didn't just abandon them. So sometimes you do have to put up a boundary in order for that person to get the help that they need, in that sense that you have to hit rock bottom before you do something about it. And nobody can do that for anybody else. And also, why I don't understand why, when we're just people watching other people on the internet, do we expect them to make choices that we demand of them? You know, like this whole, I mean, you're watching somebody who's a creator and you can either disagree with them and leave, or, you know, maybe have a respectful conversation with them, but to gather together in this pack mentality, this gang mentality to attack, it's sort of, to me, everything, if you saw it on the streets, you'd be horrified by. If you saw it in your kid's school, you'd be horrified by it. If you saw it in your church, you'd be horrified by it. If you saw it in the PTA, you'd be horrified by it. But there's an anonymity here. And so people think they're justified in this behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have to take accountability for their words. Yep.
Yep. This is
and that's
so
what
true.
Speaking of schools, that is what I observe and what is one of the core issues in this nation and in our world is the hate.
Right.
This opportunity, whatever has happened in the past 24 hours, has been an opportunity for certain people who have certain opinions to group together and attack with hate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And
they feel empowered now.
Yep. Yeah. Because they have other people standing next to them, traveling with them, saying very similar words. And they're judging you for saying, disagreeing with them. All for just being in a YouTube chat or being on X. I'm a day one supporter of Jess Machado. And that alone puts me on a team that is against this team that is formed. And it's disgusting. It's like no one has a backbone on their own. So they have to travel together in these hate groups. It's a form of a hate group.
It is. You're right.
And
it is gang mentality.
Affecting lives. And I'll bring in my story about Queen Val. Val, we say for short, but her handle is Queen Val. She had a conversation with Jimmy after Jimmy and I had established a professional relationship. I went on his show. We talked about me handling some tasks for him that might turn into a producer role. She had a conversation with him. During that conversation, she threatened him. I have never said the words that Jimmy shared with me in that text message, and I won't unless he wants them shared. But it was a threat. And you know goddamn well that her anger with me, her hate of me because I'm associated with Jess Machado since day one, and I don't know, internet girlfriend for Purple Kool-Aid, like all of this combined was her ammunition to create a division in a relationship and ruin it. And she's a so-called friend for him. And I've seen multiple chats that give her the role of leader of this hate group. Wasn't me saying it, but apparently she's one of the loudest ones. Yeah, I'm sorry about the GD. I'm sorry, Ray. Ray's like, he's gonna punish me later. It's GOT, not GOD. But anyways, like this kind of behavior is if these are adults on YouTube, if these are adults on X, I'm just going to assume the majority of them are raising children, or they already have. They're raising grandchildren. Is this online behavior being passed down to future generations? Because what's happening is when someone gets angry these days, they pick up a firearm and they go to a school and make a very there's no words for it.
Well, there are words: gang mentality, bullies, harassers, instigators. There are a lot of words. We could put some words on it. It's just, and for J7, my words would be refuses to take responsibility, almost gaslighting, I guess, because then she just switches it around to something else and you're so confused that you're like, what? So, okay. Because why was she so upset with you, Moons? Because Val hates Jess Machado. Now, none of us exactly know why, but we're friends of Jess. We're followers of Jess. We support Jess. And she did not like the idea because I feel like with Val, I see her trying to take ownership of people, like
Control.
She was mad because she was really mad because I guess Jimmy didn't consult with her, and when he offered you to come and do this, right? And I remember the night that we were in that when you did it, the night that you did it, everybody in that chat was so welcoming, so wonderful, so excited for Jimmy and for you, because they see your talents and what you can bring to the table, and they already love Jimmy. They know he's just extraordinary. And Val was mad. Now, somebody said, why did I say something about Val the night when... So Moons told me about this at the same time she told you. I didn't know that. So when she made that announcement and I was like, oh my God, Val is going to be so mad. That was my gut reaction. And I knew she was going to be so mad because I'd been having a separate issue with her since, I don't know when, January, March, something like that. And that goes back to me supporting Ray. And that infuriated her. And anybody who doesn't think that happened, Mo was on the spaces when it happened, and Kane was there, and the other Mary B was there, and Val cut me right off. She didn't want to hear what I had to say about how things actually went down. That, and also she kept saying that I called Jimmy a liar, which I was like, show me where I did this. I adore Jimmy. I don't remember ever doing that. And if I did, it was a joke. It wasn't like I meant that because I wouldn't. And I think that had something to do, or she was also mad because I think I commented to her about her thinking Kelsey Fitzsimmons was guilty. I mean, she went on Lawyer, and was all about Kelsey Fitzsimmons is guilty. So she didn't like that. And so she just tried to spin it into something else. I mean, she's kind of J7 adjacent in that department because there's no accepting any responsibility for anything. And there's always... What were you going to say?
Sorry. I was just going to say this was all happening at the same time or similar time with the J7. And so, again, we were automatically put into this team J7 because she helped us introduce our channel before all this shit went down. And she's obviously a bunny. So are we. We were automatically placed into this team that was against her. And it's just gotten worse and worse and worse. It's just more hate on more anger. I get text messages from people who are connected to her and also connected to me, trying to control my speech, trying to control what I say publicly. Like, who's that? Who's behind that? I mean, it's appalling. It's appalling. Yeah. So anyways, we can move on if you're ready.
I just remembered one other thing that I want to mention in this whole calling Jess Machado racist because she imitated Baker's accent. Well, first of all, I suggest people look up the word racist and find out what it means because it's not that. And then also I would invite them to go watch Valerie's imitation of YBE, which she has published and is proud of and is on the internet, because that is an example of racism right there, in my opinion. So just saying.
All right. We're gonna
let's hear the words of wisdom from Mary B.
We're gonna it's only 30 seconds, so
well, you might have to play it twice because I'm gonna need it to sink in.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Oh, now I lost my window. Are you able to play it on your end?
Nope. That's weird because you played it before. You want to remove it? And yeah, it has your name on it. So do you want to remove? I can remove it and put it up again. Oh,
I think I got it.
Okay.
Oh, it's just kind of wide.
It's okay. It's actually better than it was, I think.
There we go.
That. But right now, I think what people feel they're being asked to do is to perform a specific emotion on command, to prove your allegiance by how loudly you condemn. And if you can't do that, if your relationship to this is more complicated than that, then you're getting treated like you're part of the problem. And that's not community. That's coercion dressed up as justice. You get what I'm saying?
Amen.
Yep.
I mean,
that's
seriously.
what we've been saying from the beginning.
That is profound. And I do feel like we need to hear it again because that is deep.
Yeah, we have lost our focus, people.
Yep.
Form a specific emotion on command.
Sorry.
So you're allowed to say that someone's feelings are valid and disagree with the decision they made based on it. Again, doesn't give you any reason to hate someone. Let's see. Sorry, the stupid keyboard
Sorry, I
keeps
rewound.
popping up.
It's okay.
Too much.
So
No, it's fine.
the pressure that you're feeling in these spaces right now isn't asking you to acknowledge wrongdoing. And that's what I'm seeing right now is like, they're not just saying like, you can acknowledge what was wrong and what was right based on the information that you know. But right now, I think what people feel they're being asked to do is to perform a specific emotion on command, to prove your allegiance by how loudly you condemn. And if you can't do that, if your relationship to this is more complicated than that, then you're getting treated like you're part of the problem. And that's not community. That's coercion dressed up as justice. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. Wow. Mary B, that was beautifully spoken. It really was.
I couldn't have said it any better.
Mm-hmm. And
thank you, Mary, if you're still here.
Yeah. Because I feel like we're in it for other things. We're in it for Turtle Boy. We're in it for the success of, everybody. Nurse Kim, Jimmy, Jess, Baker, all of the creators, and I know I'm leaving people out because I can't think of Mary B, Danny, Rat House, the people that we all love to follow. And some of us follow different people, but I'm not going to, I can't be team somebody against team somebody else. That's just not how the real world works. I mean, I feel it's the world where we're constantly looking at stuff online and saying, man, that's horrible. How's that happening? I don't want to be a part of that. I really like, I love to see the collaboration between Jess and Jimmy and between Nurse Kim and Jimmy. And I hope that all of this, and I feel like it will get worked out. But in the meantime, while it's not worked out, I don't feel like you need to take to the streets with this hate campaign. I just don't like it at all. I'm not here for it.
And we need to normalize imperfection.
Right.
We are not humans striving for perfection. We all make mistakes. We just sometimes have to learn how to make mistakes, how to take accountability, how to learn in order to change. And sometimes for some of us, that takes a lot of mistakes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
She's in her 30s. I'm in my 40s. I know this isn't an age thing, but
what are we talking about?
I don't know very many people who learn from their mistakes in their 20s. Probably even less in their 30s, probably a little more in their 40s, more in their 50s. It's like as you age, you learn a little bit more about the world around you and life. And yes, Ray, trials and tribulations. Like talking about Jess with Sweetles and 3 a.m. job. I look at that as a life lesson for him at his age. If this is his choice, let him choose and see what happens. He might learn from his mistake. It's better that he learns in his 20s than in his 40s or 50s, when he has a family at home, when he's missing family events, whatever it may be.
Or he might love it. It might be the best thing ever, I mean, I'm personally going to that Dunkin' Donuts.
You can love it.
Right.
The schedule that is.
This is hilarious to me. Free Turtle Boy. I'm guessing you're here.
Worship.
I guess you're here because you really want to free. I mean, your name sounds like you really want to free Turtle Boy. That's what we want to do too. And do we adore him? Yes, we do. We do. And we love Jimmy. Well, we're not worshiping anybody. That's ridiculous.
I love that. Moons' candle is enchanting and seems to be making me engage with the chat more than ever here. There's Buddha back there as well.
She's hypnotizing you.
It's a lot of positivity in this room.
Yeah. I miss Jess and Jimmy, and I feel horrible they were brought into this. I do too. And I sincerely hope that, yeah, I do too. Because you can tell the chemistry between them. They were real friends. And I just don't want to see that petty posting of people's messages destroy their friendship. I really feel like they can work around this or work towards, bringing that friendship back together again. And, sometimes you just get really, really, really pissed off at somebody that you love and you still love them. You're not going to, I just feel like they have that deep of a friendship, and I hope that works out. This is so true.
One thing, yes, they complemented each other so much.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I was thinking about today is thinking back to the last, couple of years when we were all standing together. We were all team Karen Reed. And as the trial went on, we just knew she was innocent. And the negativity started shortly after the verdict, after interviews weren't had. New creators came on the scene, truths were shared, and people's true intentions came out. I think what happened is some characters that gained followings during that time also created some conflict, and the conflict within the community started, and it has just been like wildfire ever since.
Well, it's interesting because initially the conflict started with the people that thought that Karen Reed was guilty. And, you could kind of understand that as much as you couldn't, but yet you understand that people can be divided over a verdict. I've never really seen anything like it, like in this community, and I don't even call it a community, in this X world, But what's really disturbing is how then within all the positive support Karen Reed, then it became, well, maybe and that whole thing. But most people supported, I think, that they're adults, they had an issue, whatever, it's none of my damn business. But it's now, I don't know if people are bored or what the deal is, but now it's like they're trying to create issues. And I feel like if everybody could recognize what's happening, that, you could be a little more feeding into it. I'm not sure, but I hope that happens.
Did you hear the part about Melanie Little this morning?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I forget that I did. I don't remember.
Okay, you're a little bit of a robot for me. But anyways, she mentioned that she was going to talk about Melanie Little, and then, yeah, you're a robot.
Okay.
Oh, wait, you're back.
Okay. Hi.
Anyways, I think she kind of skipped over her, and then she was going to end, and somebody reminded her. And I think at the end she did say, like maybe she received a message from her or they had a convo. I'm not really sure, but I was really hoping that that would happen. I think Melanie Little would be a great voice for her to hear from.
Yeah.
She has handled, the X chaos appropriately. She keeps her chat, spick and span. So yeah, she doesn't deal with that bullshit. So
right.
I hope that they spoke, but I didn't catch if she had actually said anything in depth about the conversation.
I don't know if they had a conversation. I know that she mentioned a couple of things about her, but I wasn't sure if they had actually talked or not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, after all of that, then we talked about Pizza Allen. Were you there for that?
I forgot about him. Oh my God. It's like,
that was hilarious.
This shit is exhausting. It really is. And imagine if you're one of the people that are really impacted by this. Yeah, it's exhausting. And I mean Baker and I mean Jess, because
yeah. She did pivot. She pivoted very well. She talked about some other things, but I just remember Alan Carpenter or LLC was typing in the chat, and it was the pizza Allen guy that threw the pizza from the fridge into the microwave without a plate, and then he came into the living room with his private parts out. I just remember that
here
story.
for the gossip. Yeah, I thought it was funny that he called, but I also think it's funny how Justice goes off on a 20-minute phone call and is like, "Okay, I'm back," and everybody's
it
like,
wasn't 20 minutes, was it?
Whatever. She's been known to do 20 minutes before.
I know.
She's the boss, so good for her. I worship her. Psych.
We are always there waiting when she's done.
Did we read this? Or I know I read it to myself. She said that she respects Mel and that Jess likes how she doesn't engage in Twitter and will maybe do the same. Well, Jess has actually turned her Twitter over to somebody to manage for her. So there's that. And I think that's a really good step. But there's no better timing than right now.
Yeah.
So
thank you. Congrats on monetization. Would you all mind reading out loud some of the things that you are commenting on? I am cleaning. Yes. Thank you for the reminder. We're newbies here, but we need to be reminded.
Well, you need to be reminded. Okay. I'm trying to read them all. And then I'm like, God, I'm reading everything. Don't you want to read some of these?
Yeah,
we are trying to be. We're trying to be cognizant of people driving, working, doing whatever, cleaning. That is work, isn't it?
Yes. Being productive.
Yeah.
Multitasking.
Yeah. We're just here for the.
Thank you for the very kind.
What we're here.
Criticism.
Yes, we appreciate it.
Welcome.
It's a
welcome all of
suggestion.
it.
That's not a criticism. That was a kind suggestion.
Okay.
A criticism would be you let her I can't even think. You platformed her. That would be a criticism. And I am still like, what? What? Yeah. Oh, Jennifer, we're glad you're here. Just excited to catch a live stream.
Yes. And I have some so Melinda tested our Venmo. Thank you, Melinda. I'll check that at the end probably.
Alicia, hi.
Oh, Skip is out of the room again. His mom is in the hospital not doing well. That stinks.
Well, that's too bad. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
moving along. What do you have for us?
Well, we How many? Put a 1 in the chat if you saw the Karen Reed interview today on NBC. Did you see that?
The Today's Show.
Was it the Today Show? I couldn't remember the name of it.
Yeah, I think so.
So 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So almost everybody saw it.
Of course.
I didn't see it, but
I didn't either.
So let's look at it from a different perspective, okay? We're going to watch a couple of the questions, and if you are watching, I want you to watch the interview people, the hosts, and their expressions on their face, and their just the way they form these questions. It's something. I think something to see.
You, because we really haven't heard from you much and seen you.
Is there something else you wanted to say?
I was going to say we're going to stop after each question answer because we need to do that in order to analyze, provide commentary. Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know if you can see her face, but it starts right away. It starts right away, in my opinion.
Okay.
You really at all since the jury's not guilty verdict. First, just why file this lawsuit now? You already have one lawsuit in the queue. Why do this now?
This was always our plan, that I had to save my own life first. I can't do anything if I'm not free. And I had to fight for my freedom for years. And I knew as it unfolded, I was never going to be able to just forget that this happened to me, that I was wronged in this way. I couldn't just go back to life as it was. I have to continue fighting for justice. The acquittal is deserved, but the wrongs have not been completely righted. They've been happening along the way, but I always knew this was going to happen if I could get the help legally to do this.
Let's talk about that for a moment, Alan, because again,
Stop for a second.
Yep.
So, first of all, what was your take on that, Moons, on the question and the answer?
You know, I feel like she could have been a little bit more. I kind of wonder, is her speech being advised heavily by her attorneys?
You mean her answers?
I feel like she's not as angry as she needs to be. She's not, especially after the lawsuit yesterday and what came out. Did she say justice for herself or justice for John O'Keefe? Like
for herself, but I don't feel like she was specific at all. Like, why would you bring this lawsuit now? Well, babe, I just found out that the Massachusetts State Police has a habit of hiring the worst misogynistic, racist. I can't even think of all the words. I mean, to me, this interviewer hasn't done her homework. Like, she knows that there's a lawsuit. She doesn't know what it's about. And it's kind of like, well, where you been, babe? We haven't seen you. And now all of a sudden you're bringing another lawsuit. That's how I took it. Like, and so I guess Karen was trying to formulate an answer, but I feel like she missed out on the opportunity to talk about the specifics of it. That was my takeaway.
Yeah.
So if you just tuned into this and you knew nothing, you would know nothing still about what happened.
TB would have been like, well, you have seen me. I was on Rotten Mango and I was on Howie Carr.
Right. All right.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
As we just saw in Laura's story there, Sergeant Good's been fired.
Right.
Lieutenant Proctor fired. They're both gone. The departments have said that there was wrongdoing. They've admitted that. From a legal standpoint, what do you precisely want to see happen here that has not already happened?
Well, it's a civil case. So the remedy is the law speaks in dollars, but that's not what the ultimate goal is here. The ultimate goal is to ensure that we bring to the light the institutional biases, the institutional corruption that permeates the Massachusetts law enforcement system. That's what this lawsuit's going to do. Ultimately, you can't, what Karen wants, you cannot write on a check, which is exposure of the corruption that is the DNA of the Massachusetts State Police, of the Canton Police Department, which is evidenced by these two individuals in their text messages. They were in a position where they felt comfortable within their own family, the family of law enforcement, to send these vile text messages, to send these vile voicemails that are reflective of a deeper problem in the culture. That's what we want to expose.
But to be clear,
Let's play the last part that he says.
Keep playing.
Seeking
money. At the end of the day, that's what the civil law requires. Yeah.
Charles, I'm going to bring you in.
Stop for a second. Okay. To be clear, you want money. Like, dude, did you read what those officers texted to each other? I feel like you should be more outraged at the racism, at the, they were going to leave a black guy to die in his car because of race. I feel like this is so newsworthy and important and horrific that there's just no emphasis on. I feel like it's sort of demeaning to them, like, oh, you just want money. Like,
right.
I mean,
Did he listen to what just came out of his mouth?
Who? The guy asking the questions?
Yeah. What Alan Jackson just said.
Oh, well, on the other hand, Alan Jackson did start out with money, but then he said, but more than that, what we want.
Right.
I don't know. And I put somebody's comment up here because I thought this was so true. They all seem ill prepared. I agree. They do. Yeah. And money is, buddy, you're a news guy and you've been doing this for a while. When he started out by saying civil, that the only thing that they're looking for is money because that's all you can get. But you can also bring exposure to this corruption.
Yes, absolutely. Ready?
Yep.
Bring you in here because you guys have always maintained she was framed, right? That's been your entire theory from the beginning here. But what evidence have you actually amassed over the past 4 years now? What evidence do you have to support that claim?
Well, I think that Alan, during the criminal cases, let the whole world see the evidence that she had. But I think first and foremost, you look at the injuries that John O'Keefe suffered, and that to me is the key. Those were injuries from the back of his head. He died from injuries to the back of his head, some ridged lead surface.
But you've had that for a while now, right?
But the question was what evidence is, and you start there. And when you start there and you realize that the medical examiner, for example, testified at the criminal trial that these injuries that he had were inconsistent with a car strike. So you start there and then you say, what else could have happened? And then you look at the house. And then you look at the people that were in the house, and there are ridged surfaces in the house. There are relationships that John O'Keefe had with people in that house that were difficult relationships. And there's a lot of evidence that we've uncovered and that we're going to still uncover in this civil case.
Karen, let me come back to you for a moment here because
stop for a second because we have to stop after every question. Okay, so what evidence have you uncovered? sir. Well, I didn't feel like his answer was very good either. I don't even remember how he started out, but what was it? Do you remember what it was that he started out with?
No, I was screaming in my head.
Oh, yeah, these reporters are very belligerent. Absolutely. They are not pro Karen Reed here.
They talk about the injuries, the dog bites, the ridges in the home.
Right.
Yeah.
But what new evidence? You had this before. What do you got new to show me, buddy? How about we were the defendant in a murder trial and we haven't had a chance to even get some depositions yet from you people? You know, like they can't, I don't even think they could say if they had new evidence. Well, one thing we have is we have evidence that according to this motion that we filed yesterday, that the officer in charge of the investigation has been known to plant evidence, that he has been known to be extremely biased, that he hates women. That's new. That's all new. I don't know. I just felt like and also she is being sued. That was how this all started. She is being sued by the McAlberts and John's mom. So as far as evidence goes, I feel like they're supposed to bring to the table what it is that supports their charges, you know. And one of the things they're going to do to defend themselves is to show what they believe is the evidence that it was somebody else, you know, not her. Well, she doesn't even have to do that. It wasn't her. Yes, they are holding their cards close to the chest, but I just feel like I'm not sure if they play the whole interview, you'll hear her say it. He asked her so aggressively, like what she's been doing for the last 5 years. These anchors were awful. Yeah, I haven't heard it, but I just have the feeling that they are. I mean, I just heard a little bit of it. Ray said Proctor's going to flip. Well, guess he's supposed to be have his deposition on Monday, and he has already tried. He's trying to get out of it, and I didn't see all the details, but Alan flew in for this deposition, and I heard that the judge was really pissed off that Proctor was trying to get out of this. I mean, I think Jess said today, is he going to be heading for Mexico or something? Because, yeah, he's in a pickle right now. He's in a real Proctor pickle. And to hear him trying to slime out of his deposition is disappointing. Just blame them MFers who threw him under the bus. He's flipping. I hope so.
Yes. Just blame it on my wild. Yes, it worked. Thank you so much. She says, love your content, ladies. Heart emoji.
Thank you.
Thank you for testing it.
And the comment is, I do not see Proctor showing up on Monday. He needs to relocate and change his name. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me at all. Okay, next.
Right?
Yeah.
Since the two trials, like what has life been like for you? I know you lost your house, you lost your car. Are you working right now?
No, I'm not working. I still don't have my license, and I'm back working on the case. And, you know, we've brought in civil lawyers, but this case is so comprehensive that we need all hands on deck. I mean, I'm working on the case every day, and I don't know that I really ever took time off, and I don't know that I felt like I wanted to take time off. I want this to be over, but it's not done yet.
I want to, because we saw the throngs of supporters who would show up at that courthouse who clearly believed just as the jurors did. But you have to know that when you walk down the street, there are lots of people who look at Karen Reed and who think, oh, there's that woman that got away with killing her ex-boyfriend who was a cop. How do you go through life knowing that there are lots of people who, despite what the jury said, still think you did it and you got away with it?
I've not had any evidence that there's lots of people who feel that way. I mean, I have lived more low key in the last year. I've just struggled to not have the adrenaline that I had during trial. But I have no interactions, no matter where I go. The grocery store, a restaurant, Newbury Street in Boston, any hotel or restaurant I eat at. I don't pay for meals. I get discounts everywhere. My parents get help taking groceries. I don't have interactions. I have not seen lots of people. I haven't seen one. The support isn't relegated to what you saw at the courthouse. It's throughout Massachusetts, and it happens.
So you've
when I
never heard
travel.
from one person who?
Not one. Well, there were.
Have you been on the internet? I mean, have you looked at any of the?
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen tweets. I have not interacted with anyone, and yes, there were people. There were pink shirts, and there was
we can
maybe
stop here.
for every.
I
Have you
want to
been
hear.
on the internet?
Can you believe it? It's just mind-boggling to me. Like, this guy doubled, tripled down. Do you have a job, ma'am? What about the haters? What do you mean you don't have haters? Come on, you've got haters. I mean, wow. Wow. I just find this outrageous. And let's flash back to the interview that the the House defendants had after the verdict. Do you remember that, when they were all sitting there getting these softball questions? I don't remember who did that interview, but it was just horrific in a different way. But I just think this is horrible, this interview. And yeah, he was. Coco said he was trying so hard to get a gotcha moment. I thought Karen looked absolutely shocked at the last question. And Ray, just, blame. It's unbelievable. I found it interesting they didn't ask one question about Proctor. I found it kind of unbelievable that they didn't ask more about, the whole the papers that they submitted, I forget the word for it, but the all these allegations that were made, and how, does she think this is going to affect her case, her civil case, the people of Massachusetts when they see it? I mean, this document yesterday is, I mean, I don't remember ever seeing anything like this before. Anyway, I also found this interesting, especially when it was a man of color asking her questions. This was a missed opportunity. Yeah. I can just guess that they weren't prepared, or somebody said, we're not going, go in hard on her or whatever, but I still feel like they weren't prepared. That's my opinion.
Yep. No, I completely agree.
I don't know how much longer it is, but we can see.
Not much.
Okay.
3 minutes.
Okay.
50 pink shirts. There was someone in a blue shirt who had, many of them, ties to people on the other side of this case.
John, let's talk about John for a second, Karen, because you dated for 2 years. You got so close with his family, his nieces, his nephews. You went on vacation together, right? This is somebody that you loved. And yet, I think for a lot of people, somehow he gets lost sometimes in this conversation.
Well, he's not lost.
I want to say, fuck off.
The reason we're doing this.
I think I think people sometimes wonder, are you doing this for John, or are we trying to go after institutional corruption? Are we trying to get you money damages? What is the goal?
John was the victim of this institutional corruption, and we're the voice for John. And I have lived nearly daily John's final moments and what happened to him, what was on his phone, what was the temperature of his phone, what was his interactions that I had experienced prior to his death with members of the family that lived in that house. And this all revolves around John. I can speak about my personal memories with John, and his family can speak to them as well. But I implore any one of John's family or friends to point to any moment that I wasn't loving or caring with John and his adopted niece and nephew. And
what was he like?
John was very easygoing and kind of shy, quiet. And he just liked to watch Boston sports and drink a few beers. And he was funny. He had a really good sense of humor. And he was very dutiful to his niece and nephew. I mean, he did everything. They were involved in anything they wanted to be involved in. And he tried incredibly hard with them and gave up his bachelorhood, changed his trajectory on the Boston Police Department to care for them. So he was incredibly sacrificial.
We know you're fighting the civil suit that's been filed by his
Okay,
family.
stop
but
for a second.
Talk to his family today. What would you say to him?
Mostly because we have to stop. Oh, this is a good point. She answered that better than John's mother. Oh, she never got his phone. That's crazy. I kind of forgot about that. This guy thought she was guilty when he interviewed a juror. I didn't know that, but it sort of makes sense. Yeah, she's the only one searching for the truth for John. And yeah, it's just disappointing to me that she even had to go. Well, I mean, just if you, I don't know, this picture's kind of small, but if you can even see their faces looking at her with disgust, it's just terrible. It's why mainstream media is going out, and streamers like Turtle Boy and Jess and EDB is where a lot of people go for the full story. Exactly. Yeah, I just felt like this was very disappointing. And I feel like, isn't this the first major interview that she's done? I think that it is. So very disappointing. That's all. I guess that seems to be my word of the week. Disappointing. Is that, I feel like, I don't know if there was more to this, Moons, or if we're almost at the end.
I don't have anything to say to his family. I interacted with them for several years. John and I had actually dated a long time ago when we were in our early 20s, and I was caring and I believe generous with them, with my time, and we did spend a lot of time together. And they experienced who I am, and they know who I am.
Beyond the civil suit, what comes next for Karen Reed? What are you going to do for the rest of your life?
I don't think we're done discussing law enforcement, corruption, what's wrong with Massachusetts, where else is it?
So let's say you win the civil suit, then what comes next for you personally?
Personally, I'd like to keep talking about what I've experienced. I haven't really been free enough, especially with all these lawsuits, to say all that I've experienced. And I think it would be a waste for me to just disappear and go live on an island, although I would like to do that.
Well, we hope that you will come back. We have a lot more that we want to discuss with you as this case continues. Karen.
Your turn, Moons. What do you think? Like, what are you going to do after this? What are you going to do with your life, sister?
I really hope she's starting to think, what's next. I think we've gotten like little hints. Obviously, there was the YouTube channel. I really do hope that this turns into I don't even know what you would call it, but just to bring awareness to what has happened
Yeah.
I think it needs to be shared
Obvious.
widely,
Yeah. Yeah. Like a book
loudly,
or
yeah, all of the
something like that.
above. Speaking, I don't even know. I mean, I could see her speaking to Congress. Whatever,
I feel
making a
like
difference.
he was trying to make it like, what 9 to 5 are you going back to? Like, he has no freaking idea, like the depths of this case or the
Right.
ramifications of it, or the fact that these civil trials could take 3 to 5 years. I mean, I don't think Karen's going to be punching the clock anywhere, and nor does she have to.
Right.
Her life has been completely changed forever due to this, and I just think
Why do you
so
think they did
unaware.
this interview?
I don't know. Let's ask the chat that question. I don't know. Was it to get views? I'm not sure. I don't know why they picked them to do the interview either. I'm not sure. I don't know. Good question though. What do you think, chat? I saw Spicy Misty, I think, say that I thought she saw that the she thought the questions were sort of formatted. Did I read that right? Bring more awareness to the civil case. Well, do you feel like you walked out of there knowing anything more about the civil case?
Right. Right.
I didn't. I didn't think that at all. Maybe that was their intent, and maybe they just ended up with or how many other cases?
Kind of Maynard says, or how many other cases in Massachusetts Karen's case intersects with? And what that makes me think of is truly Proctor, Good, and all of the cases that have been tried and finalized, and people that are sitting in jail.
Right.
And
right.
affected by those individuals and the people that work under them. I mean, I just cannot imagine the magnitude.
Well, exactly. I feel like this case has such world, oops, sorry. Oh, Billy, quiet yourself there, buddy. I just felt like there's so much that didn't get said here, like that this case has wide-reaching effect, like if it's really, can you imagine the effect that it could have on the state police and who could be taken down in the state police because of this? And I don't know. I don't feel like it was used, or even you can also make your answers fit whatever the hell you want to get out there, whatever your message is. And I think back to the whole, neither side seemed very prepared about it. It is maybe
Right.
a good,
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're years into this, but at the same time, I still think there's so many more years to go. I think Karen is going to have things to talk about. Like, I think there's definitely going to be cases that come forward that have been affected by the
Right.
corruption, the racism. I mean, it's going to come out. It's going to take time, but yeah.
Even if the interview was pointless, all they needed was a few key points, and people start to Google. I have to say, a friend of mine who doesn't follow this at all, but I'm like, don't talk about Karen Reed in front of my friends anymore, because they're like, she's innocent. You told us that was a couple years ago, right? But she texted me and said, "Oh, I saw Karen Reed was on the news, but I'm sure you already know that." TV hosts don't research show subjects. Producers and staff do, and the hosts are given the scripted questions. Yeah, well, I gotta say, I felt like they knew because there were certain points that he wanted to dwell on that, like, that what you don't go on the internet, like you don't see your haters. Come on, like I don't know. That's just me though. Karen did good with her answers considering the question sucked. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, so somebody said, I think you weren't here at the time, but somebody said that this same guy interviewed a juror and was shocked when he said, it doesn't matter, she's not guilty. Like,
I remember that. Yep.
So I'm gonna just try and share the page for this and we'll see how this works.
Okay.
I have
Is it the X page of Billy Bush?
yeah. Do you have it?
I do.
Okay, well, let's show that. And then the Emily Baker one. I love Billy Bush.
Can you hear it?
No.
You can't see it? No, you can't hear it. Okay.
Right on the heels of Karen Reed's legal team filing a complaint against the Massachusetts State Police and the Canton Police in Bristol County Superior Court, citing the text messages of State Trooper Michael Proctor and Canton Sergeant Sean Good. They are vile, they are racist, they are bigoted, they're white supremacist, they are sexist, misogynist, they are beyond vile. You can't even read them, not even on the internet. And they go to the Today Show for a big interview to talk about it. And what an abomination. Listen to this question.
You have to know that when you walk down the street, there are lots of people who look at Karen Reed and who think, oh, there's that woman that got away with killing her ex-boyfriend who was a cop. How do you go through life knowing that there are lots of people who, despite what the jury said, still think you did it and you got away with it?
I've not had any evidence that there's lots of people who feel that way. I mean, I have lived more low key in the last year. I've just struggled to not have the adrenaline that I had during trial, but I have no interactions no matter where I go. The grocery store, a restaurant, Newbury Street in Boston, any hotel or restaurant I eat at, the support isn't relegated to what you saw at the courthouse throughout Massachusetts, and it happens.
So you've
when
never
I
heard
travel.
from one person who?
Not one. Well, there were.
Have you been on the internet? I mean, have you looked at any of the?
Oh yes, yeah. Some tweets. I have not interacted with anyone, and yes, there were people.
Did you want me to pause it?
I hope he comes back on soon because did you see his face when his face popped on? Like he was so shocked.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like that's my face, I'm
yes.
like, Billy, I feel you. Yeah. I think he's coming back.
I would have been a smartass and said, those are the naive people that we need to reach. That I was one of them that feel like this could not be possibly happening. It is.
Yeah. I mean, it's just bizarre to me, that question. I mean, the fact that he doubled down on it is just crazy. Let's see what Billy says.
People, there were pink shirts, and there was maybe for every 50 pink shirts, there was someone in a blue shirt who had many of them ties to people on the other side of this case.
First of all, Craig, if you do your homework, you'll know that overwhelmingly people in the state of Massachusetts support Karen Reed. Maybe you say, look, overwhelmingly people support you, but of course there are going to be those people who don't. And would you like to speak to them? Do you have anything you want to say to them? That felt ambushy with no information to back it up. This is a producer walking into Craig's fancy office and saying, you really should, approach from the other side and ask this because there are those people, and he listens to that producer because he's got 10 interviews that day. He should be mad with that producer. But don't blame her publicly because it's on you. He goes, you haven't heard from one person? You ever been on the internet Alan Jackson comes all the way from Los Angeles, speaks once. They do a giant setup piece, and then they ask old questions about the old interview. They have no idea what they're talking about. They've done no research. There should be an apology to Karen Reed, Alan Jackson, and Charles Waters. That was terrible. And so we'll have Alan Jackson right here on Hot Mics to do a proper interview. Right on the heels.
Love him.
I love Billy Bush. I've seen his interviews with Alan before, and they are great. And he is so pro Turtle Boy. And he's interviewed Turtle Boy before, too, a couple of times. He was also on Turtle Boy's fundraiser. And I really enjoyed that segment that he was on. He calls it as it is. So I like that. And then the other clip, can you see that one too? Or
EDB?
Yeah.
Got it. Coming right up.
Thank you, producer girl.
Because what the fuck? The lawsuit goes on to say, indeed, throughout the course of their friendship, Proctor and Good, which dates back to high school, Good and Proctor bonded over the warped prism through which they both view their surroundings and the individuals they encounter in their personal and professional lives. These distorted worldviews were shaped by unimaginable hatred and intolerance, through which they dehumanized others, often wishing violence or death on them, demeaning them, or even suggesting, quote unquote, planting evidence on them to cause harm. Tell me those messages exist. Also, to the O'Keefe family, I am sorry that you might never get the answers that you deserve. Families deserve answers. But the proctorness of it all is going to fuck up, or accurately bring to light, something that is going to be difficult for a jury to ignore. The reality is, if those messages of Proctor talking about planting evidence to cause people that he hates harm, and it's clear that he hates Karen Reed and her lawyers, a jury's not going to be able to get past that. Because at the civil wrongful death case, Karen Reed's argument is going to be, the officers did this, which also harms the O'Keefe and their lawsuits. This is going to taint that lawsuit. And I saw the texts. I have not seen the rest of this lawsuit. But if those exist, and based on what we've seen, I wouldn't be surprised, that suggest planting evidence is going to make it very difficult for the civil case. Dayans asked, would this be considered overly prejudicial? It's prejudicial, but it's so probative. Some of the other stuff is too inflammatory. Some of the other stuff about Proctor is way too inflammatory. But when and if Proctor is talking about planting evidence to bring people harm, that's more probative for a jury of Karen Reed's defense in the wrongful death case that she didn't cause the death of John O'Keefe and that Proctor planted evidence. It's directly on point. And I don't know how a jury looks past that. And I think that sucks for the O'Keefe family because it doesn't undo the fact that they are grieving and in pain. And it does not bring them answers, or maybe it does. Maybe it brings them answers about the people that failed to investigate the death of John O'Keefe. V said, what about the chauvinistic stuff? I think with regard to Karen Reed, some of that will come in, because if he's talking about planting evidence to harm people he hates, showing the misogyny helps, because it's not necessarily about Karen Reed as a human, it's about women. So yeah, I think some of that comes in. Also, it's not a criminal case, so a little bit more of that can come in because it shows her defense. Continuing on.
I thought that was pretty profound, what she had to say. And that, I feel like, is one of the most important parts about this case that they just filed, is how they are going to use it in the civil cases. And it is interesting, you know, how Colin has now enrolled in the military, that Proctor is trying to cancel his Monday deposition, that the judge has basically had it with all of the shenanigans about putting things off and is ready to compel them to give depositions. And I did hear the audio today, but I can't remember where I heard it. I don't know where I heard it. And, you know, but to hear Proctor speak the words that he's saying in text is really horrific. I mean, I don't know how it can be any worse, but it is. It somehow is worse to me. I don't know. So
when you're reading a words on a piece of paper, if you're silent, you're hearing your own voice essentially. You know, those statements aren't truly coming out of your mouth, out of your brain. But when you hear someone else say it, and it's not your voice, it's worse. It does. It has more of an emotional impact, I think.
Yeah. Whoops. Hold on a second. I didn't mean to do that.
And those words just flow out of their mouth like they've said it a million times.
Well, because they have.
It's just part of their vocabulary, their normal vocabulary. I saw a question in the chat. Good night. Thank you for being here. I saw a question in the chat somewhere. I think it was Ray's chat. How does a human like this come to be in this society?
Well, I mean, I feel like, unfortunately, there are more people like him. I don't know if it's how they're raised. I don't know if it's parents. Yeah. And, you know, in the saying that you're judged by the company you keep, his friends, you know, you got to be looking at them like, what is happening? Has to come from the home. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this is something that he's so comfortable with it that it's forever been a part of his vernacular. You know, this is how he always has talked. And, you know, it also goes back to showing how the Massachusetts State Police don't vet people properly, and all of their training and their the whole part about supervision and who is participating in these discussions, I don't think it's just good. And with good, you got to think, what else is happening at the Camp Police Department? It's just shocking.
Yep. His superiors and all of those that he's training or did train.
So, it's funny that we end up here on being a product of your environment, because genetics plays a role, but in this sort of behavior, environment is what creates positive thinking people, hating people, all of that. I'm so happy I was raised by two parents who hated no one, just people that harmed their family, and around an area that was full of people not just like me. So again, it kind of brings me back full circle to what we were talking about earlier, and the people that are the haters in this, and promote the war between people on here. That's how they operate, and you can choose to participate or not.
I actually have 3 small children who, when they say the word hate, it actually does trigger me a little bit. And, at their age, I really don't know that they know really what they're saying. They just don't like something, right? But they're saying they hate it.
Right.
And when they start saying that they hate someone, like a friend at school or something like that, or their sister, their sibling, it does make me pause in today's world. It's like they need to know what they're saying, what's coming out of their mouth. And it does bug me that, at school, your classmates should be your friends. You shouldn't be saying you hate them. That's a really strong word to say. And what is your reasoning for hating someone? And it's usually something so silly, like they didn't share with me today, or they gave me a mean look, and it's like, even at their age, it's like I have to explain that's no reason to hate someone.
Right. Or substitute,
It's just
you're mad at them.
conversations.
Yeah.
That can go a long way in how our children grow up to use certain words and know the true meaning. And so anyways, Cajun says, okay, I've kept my mouth shut long enough. LOL. My 2 young grandsons are black and white, ages 11 and 4. You would be shocked at the looks my daughter and I get in public. It's disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, that is horrible. And yeah, I mean,
can't imagine.
People are disappointing a lot of the time. I mean, they just are. Yeah. And, speaking of hate, I still, like, as bad as I feel that her behavior is, and she just hates it when we say this, that we don't like her behavior, with, like, for Valerie, I don't hate her at all. I don't hate any of those people. I just don't like the
don't
behavior.
even know them.
No, I don't like their behavior.
How
I
can
don't
I
like
hate
the
them?
fact that there are certain people there who just are hell bent on creating chaos. And I kind of wish more creators would recognize that and stop giving them the attention that they crave. I feel like that would help extinguish things. It's just my opinion. Anyway, I don't want to.
I agree.
End on a. I forgot that I thought I had another
It's a full
video.
circle.
Yeah, but
Nope. I think that was it.
no, I don't. It's not there. But another time. It was actually one of the Forensic 4. Is that what their names are? Reacting to the Proctor texts. And
oh,
yeah, I don't think I have.
How'd that go?
At first, I think she's gonna condemn it all the way, but I wasn't sure at the end what was happening. Let me see if I texted it to myself. Yeah. Anyway, everyone can look
some
up.
comments in the chat about his relationship. I did see some comments in the chat about Proctor's relationship. I believe he was married. I thought I heard that she was filing for divorce. I think they were separated, living in different homes. That's just some things I've read. I don't know how valid they are.
This isn't that one. I don't know.
Let's see what else I have here.
But did you get that text that I just sent? I don't know if you can.
Yes, I did.
That is another great reminder of people having poor judgment, and the fact that he's running for office is crazy. Do I need to pull that up? Oh, you got it. Sorry.
I got it. I'm
Thank
slow.
you. No, you're not. I sent it late.
Can you read that? Do you want to read that?
Yeah, as you digest the text messages from Michael Proctor's personal cell phone, please keep this in mind. Greg Connor has known all about these messages since at least October of 2024. On May 21st, 2026, Greg Connor said, "Did I have any indication that he was a misogynist? No. Had he ever used these words in front of me? No. I saw him as a trooper that would investigate cases." And we saw what a great job he did. And I had the opportunity to meet his wife and his kids at a Halloween party. So he seemed like a guy who loved his wife and kids. So that's what I knew about him. And I'm not sure, is the interview? Oh yeah, this is where he does this interview with, what is her name?
Worked with him previously.
I don't know what her name is, but that's the same one that had the reaction to.
You worked with him previously?
Yeah, I had worked with him. I mean, he was the case officer in Walsh.
Yeah. And did you ever have any indication of, because now what we're hearing, obviously it's sort of.
Did I hear any indication that he was misogynist? No. Had he ever used those words in front of me? No. I saw him as a trooper that would investigate cases, and I had the opportunity to meet his wife and his kids at a Halloween party. So he seemed like a guy who loved his wife and kids. So that's what I knew about him.
You worked with him previously?
Yeah, I had worked with him. I mean, he was the case officer in Walsh.
Yeah. And did you have?
Yeah. I mean, he was a case manager in Walsh. Yeah. Yeah. Sure, I worked with him. Sure, I worked with him. Just a regular guy. Just a regular dad. Yeah. Anyway, Moons. Anything more?
Nothing from me. Anything from you?
No, but
Hi, Lauren Tansey.
Hi.
She'll hear that at the end.
If you have X, then you should listen to her reaction to the it was her, whichever one of them she is, the lady that was talking. It was her reaction to the text. She's sitting in a car.
The forensic.
Yeah.
Girls?
I don't remember which one she is, but yeah, that. Yeah. Normal dad. That's right. Just a normal dad. Yep. So, party people, we're going to call it a night, and we'll see you on Monday.
Thank you so much for everybody who got a membership today or send a super chat. That's so exciting. I don't think emojis are working. I didn't see any of them in the chat, and I think some people were like trying to find where they were. So
Yes, the interviewer. I don't know. I don't remember what her
maybe-
name is. Sorry.
maybe tomorrow we will get access to the emojis. It seems like YouTube like sort of slowly releases certain things, so it's all good.
It'll
Maybe
be
tomorrow.
fun when you come back Monday and you have a surprise emoji.
Oh yeah, I'm forgetting today's Friday. There's no
Yeah.
tomorrow. It's a weekend. So yeah, Monday. And if y'all have any ideas
Thank you.
for emojis, let me know. I can always do more. And I don't know. What do you think about misfits on a treasure island?
Maybe. I say we come up with like 3 and
Put
we
it to a
decide.
poll. Oh, we decide?
I'm kidding. No, we can good night, misfits. Good night, mermaids.
Good night, silly. Thank you for being
Good night,
here.
pirates.
Sherry Ann, thank you for being here. Thank you to the replay crew. Thank you to everybody who's listening and not participating in chat. We do not take offense to that, but we love it when you come out of the shadows and
Yes.
say hi.
And we're glad that you're here and you've subbed here.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh no. Okay, this isn't good. Is Scott here? Why is he leaving Bestie Versed? I don't know. I'm
I
not
have
sure.
no idea. You guys, I just do not have time to browse like I used to.
Well, he was upset about something in here earlier, and
Yeah,
but I
paranoia
hope-
apparently.
yeah, but I hope that. Well, I hope he doesn't leave because he is a big supporter of Jess. Anyway, I guess maybe he's just disgusted with the whole thing. I guess maybe, yeah.
Everybody is entitled to their emotions right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's been tough.
Yep.
I hope you
So-
guys do whatever you do to get joy this weekend.
That's right.
Whatever that may be.
Recharge. Recharge.
Sun, the ocean.
Have a beautiful and blessed weekend. Thank you. Thanks, ladies. I can't wait to chat with y'all soon. I feel exactly the same, Mary B. Exactly the same. Okay.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend.
Play us out of here.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I do also want to say something as well. Now, Oceans and Moons have started a channel. I know there's at least 500 subscribers there. They have started a channel. Both of these women started off maybe following other channels, but they were both followers of mine. I offered a class to show people how to use YouTube and how to use StreamYard. It was really for people that had absolutely no knowledge on how to do it. And I shared it with them. And they both started a channel together. And much of the content is adjacent to what I do. They talk about my show, but they also talk about other things that are in this ecosystem and arena. And what I really have to acknowledge here is they both watch me. They both watch Aiden. They watch Jimmy. And they are very well aware of the environment surrounding people that talk about the things that we talk about. They have seen firsthand what people do to me. They see firsthand what happens on the internet when Aiden does what he does. And they just don't give a fuck. They know what's going to happen. They knew they would be a target. They knew that old mayor can't come to the phone right now account is going to post about them. They knew that they were going to dox them. They knew that they were going to get dug into. They knew everything. There was nothing that wasn't, they knew it all. And still were like, you know what? I still want to do a show. I still want to try. I still want to go talk about stuff. And they knew all of the things that could happen, and they did it anyway. And I have to give them credit because it's not for the faint of heart. And by the way, I think they're two women who I suspect would not care. They both have careers. They both have families. They both reputable women. They're not getting their cars repoed like me. And they were just like, you know what? I want to be a part of this, and I'm going to do it, and we're going to make a go at it. And they're good at it. And I think they're going to get better, actually. Listen, I'm not going to say that it's a great show from start to finish. There's tweaking. It's going to continue to get better as they go. It's already better than what it was from the first one. The flow is different. It's structured. It's got structure. But all of that aside, they knew that they would be targets, and they still did it anyway. And I just got to give them a lot of credit for that. It takes a lot to walk into the fire here, knowing that you're going to get dragged, knowing they're going to fucking start Googling you and looking up your house and all this shit like that. And listen, I don't believe anybody's going to dig up any goddamn fucking DUIs. I can tell you that. But I love that they're doing it. I love the pre-games. I feel special and honored that my show has had enough of growth and impact that there are people who do shows and talk about my show. Like that's fucking amazing. I fucking love it. I'm 100% here for it. And thank you, because it is good for me. So I just think over the past a Saturday morning when I didn't go to town meeting, I remember I said I got to spend some time on the interwebs, and I was looking. The downside of that is I see things I normally don't see, and I saw that they were getting targeted, I think. I don't know if that was yesterday, but I saw they're going to come at them. They don't seem to care. So they're wonderful. I love how it looks. I love how it sounds. I particularly like it when Oceans wears sunglasses. I think it's very funny, and they're great. That's the first time I've laughed on the show in a couple days.